In the next 15 minutes, you're going to learn more about your driver than you could ever imagine. I'm going to teach you how to hit up on the golf ball like never before, using the swing moment down at impact that's going to create ball speed, high launch, and huge gains in distance. The angle of attack is how you're going to create a steep feeling at delivery and shallow at strike. Today I really want to talk about steep and shallow and how to get the feeling of shallow by being steep. Yes, that's right, you can feel steep yet shallow. Oh goodness me. Well, Stuart, what are you talking about? Well, I'm going to explain. This is going to change the way you think about hitting your driver and your irons and how we can use exactly the same golf swing with utter clarity. But not only that, it really ripples into your short game. Wouldn't it be nice to make this golf swing feel the same with all golf clubs? And yes, we can. It is one golf swing, folks. So when you think about when we hit an iron shot, when we're hitting an iron shot, we're always trying to make sure that we hit down on the golf ball. And if you're a new viewer of my channel, you'll see that the angle of attack, the box on the far left-hand side, tells us how much the club is hitting down. The second box is the club path, whether it's swinging outside in or inside out to the target. The third box is the face angle, again related to the target. Negative is left, positive is right. And the face to path value, that is the big one, folks. If there is one box that you could take with you, stick it in your pocket forever and a day and focus on, it would be that one there. It is the relationship the face has to the path. It's very simple. If it's a positive value, the ball is going to fade. If it's a negative value, it is going to bend left. Now, hitting down creates great compression. It reduces your dynamic loft. Now with a driver, you don't hit down, do you? You hit up, but yet you still want compression. So there's a very different mantra with irons compared to drivers. Therefore, when we come to hit driver and we look at the angle of attack box, we all of a sudden want to see an angle of attack that's more positive, which allows us to hit up on the golf ball, that allows us to hit the ball very straight. Now, I want to share with you some insightful thoughts on how we can make these two golf swings feel the same. And it's linked with being shallow, and it's linked with being steep. Now, I've gone a little bit deeper than the average bear when it comes to golf instruction on YouTube. Check this video out, check this video out, and if you are really up for it, go check that one out down at the bottom, because they are 3 videos that are going to change the perspective of how you see the grip and the head playing a role with each other. Because when we come to hitting driver, we are all trying to hit up on the golf ball to maximize the energy. And that feeling of hitting up on the ball can often be translated in sitting up and trying to therefore get the club head hitting up on the ball. Unfortunately, that really changes the orientation of the face. It allows the face to get a little bit open. Now, when we hit the golf ball with a club head that sits more out here, the circle of that golf swing, when the club head arrives in this orientation, looks like it does on the screen there. When the club arrives from here, that's the orientation of the circle. Now, the difference between the grip when the circle is like this and when the circle is like this really changes the face in its orientation to the target. So the more I try to swing shallow and hit from the inside, the more opportunity I will have of, yes, feeling like I can hit up, but the more opportunity I have of full right hitting it out to the right. The trouble is, when you've spent so much time trying to hit up on the ball from swinging from the inside, can you see where the grip is in relation to the ball? It's a long way forwards, but yet TrackMan said I hit up, and that's because you shifted your circle like this, you made low point arrive over here, and you managed to hit up on the ball in this part of the circle. Now, when we get the golf club moving more forwards in our transition phase, the handle is moving forwards, and I now then have the opportunity of getting the grip to sit down underneath me. At that point, it now lifts the head up. And so at this point, when your club head is coming into the golf ball, this will feel like it's steep. Look at the circle that's being created relative to the ball when the club head is here compared to when the club head is here. Look at the differential between the two. When the circle is here, we get to strike the golf ball in this part of the circle, up, but we compromise face. Therefore, we get taught to bow the wrist to then try and straighten the face up. Garbage. As opposed to moving the grip down and moving the head more out, look at how the circle now will feel of the club head more stood up, more upright. So we go shallow, more upright, rather than shallow and more shallow and more shallow. So when you start to put the club head higher in delivery, what you now have the opportunity to do is let the club swing and now meet it at the true bottom of your golf swing, as opposed to when I swing from the inside and stand the grip up. Now, if I was to allow that club to swing, the club would bottom out back here, which would be way too soon. So we therefore drag the grip to the target, to the ball. I sit back to try to hit up. So this grip that now starts to move forwards to steepen the club head up allows me to feel like I can swing the club head down at the bottom of the ball. But that's only because the club head is over here, as opposed to the club head being back here, which would not allow me to swing the club head in the same way as it would allow me to swing the club head here. So you can feel steep with the club head in an opportunity to feel shallow at strike. Feeling shallow pre-strike and all of this nonsense garbage dropping the arms down business will only make you feel shallow here, but it will end up making you feel steep at strike. And unfortunately, that's how we've thought about the game. By swinging inside back at this point, because this is the point that we're all trying. I mean, I even saw Colin Morikawa starting to work on this. Honestly, it's just absolutely worrying. So getting this club head to feel like it can stand up, which makes the grip feel like it can go high to low, that allows the club head to straighten up down at strike. Now, that's not the easiest drill to do in a slow-mo, but you can see that still created an up strike. Down, club head over, that's more like it, down and over. So now all of a sudden we've got that face trying to line itself back up. So this constant, incessant desire to work under. But to my point at the start of this lesson, was about feeling like you can feel steep that allows you to actually get shallow. There's the shallow part of the swing. The moment the club has swung, that will feel like you're scooping it relative to what you're used to trying to do, bowing the wrist. So there's the swing. The steeper we make the head, the more we line the face up to allow the club head to swing at the bottom. So there, we now allow that club handle to move down and around and start to line it all up. Now, when it comes to an iron, we've all tried to create angle of attack by driving the shaft forwards. We don't need to do that. The more that you get the club head up in delivery, which to many would feel like that's going to be outside in. Does that look outside in to you? I've lifted the club head up. Now from there, I can actually feel the club swing, but because I'm meeting it earlier in my arc, I'm still going to have angle of attack. So I'm going to feel exactly the same motion as I did do with my iron, as I did do with my driver, and yet I'm still going to feel almost that scoop feel, but I'm going to create angle of attack down 7 degrees. And that's me feeling exaggerated in what I'm demonstrating here on the mat. So the grip, forwards, down and swing. Down, club head swing. There's the steep feel. There's the shallow feel. That now feels shallow. That's going to feel steep. That's going to feel shallow. So that I can create this swing moment down at the bottom of the ball. The more it swings, the more the grip goes down, the more it lines the face back up, the more I can then create cupping the wrist down through strike. There's the grip, there's the handle, there's the swing, which lines it all up. Now this is making me feel like I can move around the golf ball all of the time. So, with those same feelings, we go up, forwards, pressure down, club swings, and off we go. And if you trust it, if you start to really open up the vision of how this grip, all of my principles start to tie in, you'll start to really own it. But with the editing, I'm just being able to now give you slightly bigger pictures rather than a quick tip on this or a quick tip on that. That's never been my bag, but you're starting to see it hopefully for a little bit more of what this swing is truly all about rather than quick, faddy, tippy nonsense. Anyway, if you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, why not hang out here? Subscribe. You never know. You might play good golf for the rest of your life. That, my friends, is good coaching.